Hi, and welcome to Amy's Garden Tips and Tricks episode 3. It's Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, everybody. I'm excited that it's the 50th anniversary. I am wearing my 50th anniversary shirts that I got this year. I'm really excited. It's been a really good spring. I've been keeping up with my New Year's resolution. How many of y'all can say that? My resolution was to garden more this year and make sure that I was taking care of the garden that I had and the little plot of land that I am currently paying rent on, or not paying rent, I'm paying my mortgage on. But I've added a lot of shrubs and trees, and maybe next week we can take a little trip around and see what's going on in the garden. So that's what I'm doing for Earth Day. I'm planting lots of shrubs. I'm planting lots of flowers, so the bees, the native mason bees and the honeybees can have some more flowers this year. Things are going really great. My early stuff has started to bloom. The summer stuff is starting to come on. It's coming up. I need to mark the places where they're growing because I keep planting over things that haven't come up yet, so I have to be careful. So hopefully I'm going to do as I say and make a plan of what I've got in the garden. I'm also going to mark it with some markers so that I know what I've got planted and I don't repeat buy favorite plants, because if you're like me and you're a plant person, you have done that in the past. So Earth Day's happening. It's a beautiful day out. It's supposed to get some rain today, so hopefully we'll get some rain. We kind of need the rain a little bit. It's not only a couple of days, maybe a week or so. But we talked about vegetable gardening last time. I didn't show you all the publication, but I wanted to show you this one because it's a, whoops, hold on, let me do this in front so you can see it. This is Vegetable Gardening for Kentucky, and it's a really good book of, it's got lots of tables and how to grow more with less space. It's got lots of charts about when to plant things. And then in the back, which is my favorite part, it says everything you need to know about growing vegetables from, asparagus to watermelons. I don't know that you can see that because I've got the, it won't look without my face. So I promise you it's in there. Oh, there it is. You can see a little bit. I won't make you busy anymore. But this is a really good book. All you have to do is call the extension office. We will put it in the snail mail for you. It is on the website, but because it's almost 100 pages, it's really hard to read. I think it's hard to read online. You can put it on your phone. It's okay. I'll put both the website and the phone number at the bottom of the screen so you guys can pick it up if you don't want to call us and get that mailed to you. But sometimes having a hard copy is fun because you can write in it. You can, do some other things. The other thing is the NEP program also has some good grow your own vegetable gardening information, beginner gardener's guide. So if you're a beginner, call me and I can send this one out to you too. So that's not a big deal. And it's, just tell me you're a beginner gardener. I'll send these out. We also have little individual publications on growing peppers and tomatoes. So it is almost time for you to plant your peppers and your tomatoes. Hold on, I think we're going to get 1 or 2 more nights. It's going to be cool enough that it's going to really set back your summer stuff. So if you can hold on just a week, then you can plant your tomatoes and your pepper. If you've got lettuce and cauliflower and broccoli and peas in the ground, don't worry about them, they'll be fine. But you definitely want to make sure that you hold off on those squashes and the cucumbers and the tomatoes and peppers until for about another week, and then I'll give you the go ahead to go ahead and plant after about a week. So we do have those in the office if you need them. I found it's amazing what you can find when you clean out your closet. But I did find this little publication. It's the Backyard Fruit Disease Management Using Cultural Practices. It's a low, no spray, or organic options for people that want to do some fruit organically. I will say that there's some fruit that's easier to do this way than there is others. The small fruits like the blueberries and the raspberries and the blackberries, these are all easier to do with low or no spray. It's harder to do that with tree fruit like peaches and apples and pears, because they get a lot more diseases and they get a lot more um, insects and things that eat them because they've been around a little longer. So if you want one of these, call me. I'll send them to you. I'll also put the website on there so you can get that too. So there's lots of disease management. Things are bursting out all over. I've probably got about, as I'm looking out my window, I'm looking at about, 50% of the trees outside my window have leaves. They're not fully expanded yet, but that's okay. Hopefully they don't get hit by the frost that we're going to have in a couple of days. So, and that kind of goes back to, well, we had a frost. We had a frost. So what I would tell you is that to not prune those trees that got hit by frost. My button bush got hit by frost pretty hard. Every single leaf on there is brown and crispy. Just leave it alone. If you have new shrubs that you may have pruned kind of late in the season and they started to grow and they got hit by frost, just let them go. They'll turn black and it'll be ugly, but you don't want to pick all that off because you may be ruining the buds that are going to come behind that. So if you can hold off and not pick off the dead, it will naturally make a layer and it'll fall off and the new growth will grow up around it. It's just something that has to be done. It has to be a good way to do it. I did get a call this week. It's been kind of quiet at the extension office, but I'm here. I'm still working. I'm here to help you out. I got a call from Carol about her roses, and she was wanting to know if she could prune them still. And I said, sure. I would prune out the dead, at least for right now. I did not ask her what kind of roses, and that's that's my fault. I assumed it was kind of a shrubby rose, like one of those. I know you're yelling at the screen going, I have totally lost that. And y'all know what I'm talking about. The knockout roses or the hedge roses. Those I think you can pretty much hold off just a little bit. But prune out the dead. If you need to thin them out, go ahead and thin them out. But you're also delaying flowering. So be careful with that. If you've got a hybrid tea rose, which is those really big roses in the rose gardens, they tend to, you want to wait a little bit until after they flower to prune. Unless you have dead or dying or diseased wood, you want to get that out there pretty quick. The trick with the roses or with any kind of pruning is that you don't want to throw the diseased or the dead wood underneath the shrub. I know sometimes we're lazy. I can attest to that because I'm sometimes lazy and I just prune it and let it sit. If it's diseased, you want to get that out of there. You can actually, don't put it in your compost bin, but I want you to go ahead and put it in the trash. Throw it away. Get it off the property so you don't reinfect your newly cleaned roses or shrubs with your diseased plant material. We had a really good talk today. I wanted to kind of put a shout out to the horticulture Wednesday webinars. Today, Adam Lonenberger did a really short but informative talk on composting, and I'll put the link to that here in the bottom. And I'll give you the link to where they are all located as we record them. If you would like to listen to them live, I would let you. You can sign up from that link to the live episodes. They're on Wednesdays. They're at 2 o'clock Eastern time, 1 o'clock Central time. They're usually hosted by an extension agent in horticulture. I'm usually on there in the background doing monitoring the chat box and keeping people coming in because we use a waiting room. We do the Wednesday webinar through Zoom, so you can sign up through Zoom and attend that. They're very informative. I've been very happy with the quality and the quantity of talks that we've had on there. And we've just expanded. We do them every Wednesday until we've got them scheduled through about the end of July. We just expanded to from the end of May to the end of July. So hopefully that'll give you a little bit more horticulture experience and knowledge and get you some of the science-based things, because there's a lot of there's still some quacks out there that kind of make stuff up. And my poor neighbor behind me was spraying salt and soap on my weeds, ones at the back of my yard, over her fence into my backyard. And I was kind of upset about that. And I said, first of all, putting salt on the soil, yeah, it's going to kill the weeds and it's going to kill everything else. I didn't care if she sprayed it in her backyard, but she was spraying it on my backyard, and that's a no-go for me. And the plants that do grow in really salty soil, pretty much a weed. So I have a big old 6-inch strip behind every, behind on my side of the fence that won't grow anything, and now I know why. Because she's been spraying soap and salt on my ground. I know the Romans salted Carthage after they conquered Carthage back in, prehistoric time. Well, not prehistoric, back at like year 1. But, they didn't want Carthage to live, so they salted the soil, and that's so no plants would grow. We don't want to do that to our neighbors, so we want to be very, very careful. The other issue is that I think she salted it so much that it's drained down the hill, and I have very weird patches of no plants whatsoever in my backyard. So hopefully we will get those remedied this year. But salt and soap is not a good mix of weed control. If she really wanted to do it, and she was spraying weeds that were pretty much already dead, we will talk. So hopefully that's not going to happen anymore. So I'll keep you posted on the weed control issues from my neighbors. But it's been a pretty good day. I think next week we will do a field trip outside the office, and I'll just kind of let you see what kind of plants are growing in my backyard. Maybe you have some suggestions. If you would like to make a comment on this YouTube video, that would be great. If you have a question, call me, email me, contact me anyway. Put it in the comments. I've been checking those. And hopefully we'll get those together and we will have I can answer some questions, because as much as I've been at work and I've been working on other things, I really like talking to people about plants and what's going on in their yard. And my master gardeners do too, but they're not here either. So I'm getting all of the calls, and the calls are pretty much slowed down to nothing. Usually about the end of April, I get 14, 15, 16 calls a day. I would love for you to call me. I'll give you the office number. I'll give you my direct line. Poor people, help me out here. Hopefully we'll get some good. We've got some great weather. I know you're all gardening, because I hear it from the garden centers. Thank goodness they're still open through COVID-19. That's the only way I'm keeping my sanity. I may have to do some mail order. There's no telling. But I will kind of let you know what's going on with the plant fair. We haven't really made a decision yet, but hopefully it will be good. I will talk to you all later. Please call me. I need some interaction with people. You all have a good day. Happy gardening and happy Earth Day.